You know that feeling when everything just clicks? When doors open exactly when you need them? When the right people show up at the right time? And when life feels like it's dancing to your rhythm? Some people call it luck, but here's the truth. It's not luck at all. It's something far more powerful, something that's been right in front of us all along. The universe isn't just a cold, empty space filled with stars and planets. It's alive, breathing, and believe it or not, it's trying to talk to us every single day. Think about those moments when you just knew something was about to happen. Maybe you thought about an old friend, and suddenly they called. Or you had a strong feeling not to take your usual route to work, only to find out later there was a huge traffic jam. These aren't coincidences. They're love notes from the universe. Little whispers saying, "I've got your back." But here's what's really going to blow your mind. The universe isn't playing favorites. It's not choosing some people over others. The truth is, it's trying to love everyone equally, just like a parent with their children. The only difference is that some people have figured out how to tune in to this love, while others are still walking around with their cosmic headphones on mute. Now you might be thinking, if the universe loves everyone, why does my life feel so hard sometimes? That's exactly what Sarah, one of my closest friends, asked me last year. She was doing everything right, working hard, being kind to others, even meditating occasionally. But she felt like she was pushing a boulder uphill every single day. The problem isn't that the universe isn't supporting you. It's that most of us were never taught how to receive this support. Imagine having a phone that can receive calls from anyone in the world, but nobody ever showed you how to turn it on. That's what's happening with most people right now. They're walking around with this incredible ability to connect with universal energy, but they've never learned how to activate it. Think about water for a moment. Water always finds a way to flow, right? It doesn't force its way through rock. It flows around it, finding the path of least resistance. The universe works in exactly the same way. It's constantly trying to help us, guide us, and shower us with opportunities. But when we're stressed, worried, or stuck in negative thinking, we become like rocks in our own stream of good fortune. Here's where things get really interesting. The universe has its own language, and once you understand it, everything changes. It's not a language of words. It's a language of energy, feelings, and subtle signs. And the amazing thing is, you're already fluent in it. You just might not realize it yet. Remember those gut feelings you get? Those random urges to take a different route home? The sudden inspiration to call someone? That's the universe speaking to you in its native tongue. It's like having a best friend who's always trying to guide you toward the best possible outcome, even when you can't see the whole picture. But there's more to it than just following hunches. The universe communicates through patterns, through repetition, through those little coincidences that make you raise an eyebrow. Maybe you keep seeing the same number everywhere you go. Or perhaps you notice butterflies appearing at significant moments in your life. These aren't random events. They're part of a cosmic conversation that's been going on since the day you were born. Think of it like this. Every time you've felt a strong pull towards something, every time you've experienced déjà vu, every time you've had a dream that later came true, these were all moments when you were perfectly tuned in to the universe's frequency. The good news is you can learn to tune in more often, more consistently, and more intentionally. The universe isn't subtle about wanting to help you. It's constantly broadcasting signals, leaving clues, and creating opportunities. It's like having a cosmic GPS that's always recalculating, to help you find the best path forward. But unlike a regular GPS, this system isn't just trying to get you from point A to point B, it's trying to guide you toward your highest good, your greatest joy, and your ultimate purpose. When you start paying attention, you'll notice these signals everywhere. Maybe it's an overheard conversation that perfectly answers a question you've been pondering, or a book that falls off the shelf, opening to exactly the page you needed to read, or a chance meeting with someone who changes the entire trajectory of your life. These aren't accidents. They're the universe's way of orchestrating your path. And here's something even more fascinating. The universe doesn't just respond to your thoughts, it responds to your energy. This is why two people can face the same situation and have completely different outcomes. One person approaches it with fear and resistance, while another approaches it with openness and trust. The universe mirrors back that energy, creating two entirely different experiences from the same starting point. Think of yourself as a cosmic radio receiver. You're constantly picking up signals from the universe, but the quality of those signals depends on how well-tuned your receiver is. When you're stressed, fearful, or doubting yourself, it's like having static in your reception. But when you're open, trusting, and aligned with your true self, the signal comes through crystal clear. The most beautiful part about this whole system is that it's always working for your highest good, even when it doesn't feel like it. Those times when things don't go as planned, those aren't failures, they're redirections. The universe sees the bigger picture, and sometimes it needs to close one door so that you'll notice the better one that's opening right beside it. It's like having a friend who knows you better than you know yourself. This friend sees your potential, understands your true desires, even the ones you haven't admitted to yourself yet, and is constantly working behind the scenes to help you become the best version of yourself. That friend is the universe, and it's been patiently waiting for you to notice its help. The key to making this relationship work isn't about performing complex rituals or following strict rules. It's much simpler than that. It's about trust, openness, and willingness to believe in something bigger than yourself. It's about understanding that you're not alone in this journey. You never were. You're part of a vast, intelligent, loving system that wants to see you thrive. When you really get this, when it sinks in at a deep level, everything changes. Suddenly, obstacles become opportunities. Challenges become chances to grow. And those moments of synchronicity, those perfect alignments of events that seem too good to be true, become regular occurrences in your life. This isn't about becoming passive and waiting for the universe to hand you everything you want. It's about entering into an active partnership with the cosmic forces that govern our reality. It's about learning to dance with the universe, to move in harmony with its rhythms, and to trust in its perfect timing. Think about the last time everything just fell into place perfectly. That wasn't luck. That was you being in perfect alignment with universal energy. Now imagine being able to create that alignment intentionally, consistently, and reliably. That's what's possible when you understand and apply these principles in your daily life. The universe is constantly sending us messages, guiding us toward our best path. Sometimes these messages come as gentle nudges, and sometimes they come as major wake-up calls. The key is learning to recognize and interpret these signals, to understand when the universe is trying to guide you toward something better. Every challenge you face is an invitation to grow stronger. every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every moment of doubt is an opportunity to deepen your trust in the universal process. When you view life through this lens, everything takes on new meaning. Even the difficult times become sacred because you understand they're part of a larger plan for your evolution. There's a flow to life, a natural rhythm that when we align with it, makes everything easier. Fighting against this flow is what creates struggle and stress in our lives. Learning to recognize and move with this flow is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. It's like learning to surf. Instead of fighting against the waves, you learn to ride them. The universe operates through natural laws, like attracts like. Energy flows where attention goes, and what you resist persists. Understanding these laws isn't just interesting philosophy. It's practical knowledge that can transform your daily experience. When you align your actions with these universal principles, life becomes more fluid, more harmonious, and more magical. This isn't about bypassing reality or avoiding life's challenges. It's about understanding that those challenges are part of your growth, part of your story, part of what makes you who you are. The universe isn't trying to make your life perfect. It's trying to make you stronger, wiser, and more aware of your own power. Remember, the universe doesn't speak in words. It speaks in experiences, in feelings, in synchronicities. Learning to read these signs is like learning a new language, but it's a language you already know in your heart. It's just a matter of remembering, of tuning back into that innate wisdom that you were born with. The more you open yourself to this universal guidance, the more you'll notice it everywhere. It's like putting on glasses for the first time and suddenly seeing all the details you were missing before. The signs have always been there. You're just becoming more aware of them. Let's talk about something that might completely change how you see your life. The power of saying yes to what the universe offers. You know those moments when something amazing happens, and your first thought is, "This is too good to be true," or "I don't deserve this"? That right there is the exact reason why some people seem to get all the lucky breaks while others don't. It's not about luck at all. It's about being ready to receive. Think about it like this. Imagine you're at a party and someone's handing out gifts. But every time they come to you, you cross your arms and step back, thinking, "Oh no, I couldn't possibly," or "There must be some catch." After a while, wouldn't they naturally start skipping you and giving more to the people who are happily accepting their gifts? The universe works in exactly the same way. When you push away good things because of doubt or unworthiness, you're literally telling the universe to stop sending them. The amazing thing is, the universe actually wants to give you more than you can imagine. It's like having a rich aunt who loves spoiling you, but you keep saying no to her gifts. Eventually, she might think you don't want them anymore. That's what happens when we block the flow of good things with our doubts and fears. The universe never stops wanting to give. We just stop ourselves from receiving. Now, here's something that might surprise you. The easiest way to connect with universal energy isn't through complicated meditation or expensive workshops. It's through something you can do right now for free, connecting with nature. There's a reason why you feel better after a walk in the park or when you're sitting by the ocean. Nature is the universe's purest form of energy, and it's available to everyone. Every time your bare feet touch the grass, You're literally plugging into the Earth's energy field. When you look up at the stars, you're connecting with the same cosmic forces that have guided humans for thousands of years. That feeling of peace you get when you hear birds singing or when you watch leaves dancing in the wind. That's not just relaxation. That's your body tuning into the frequency of the universe. Think about how plants grow. They don't force themselves through the soil. They don't stress about whether they're growing fast enough. They simply follow their natural rhythm. They turn toward the sun, they bend with the wind, and they thrive by being exactly what they are. We can learn so much from this simple wisdom. When you spend time in nature, you're reminded of this effortless way of being, this natural flow that we've forgotten in our busy modern lives. Here's a truth that might feel counterintuitive at first. The more you try to control everything in your life, the more you actually block the good things trying to come to you. It's like trying to hold on to water. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you open your hands, the water can rest there peacefully. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or not caring. It means trusting that the universe might have an even better plan than the one you've been clutching so tightly. Think about all the times things didn't work out the way you wanted, only to lead to something much better. That relationship that ended, making space for the right person to come along. That job you didn't get, which led you to an even better opportunity. The universe sees the bigger picture when we can only see what's right in front of us. This is where real power comes from, not from controlling everything, but from dancing with whatever life brings your way. It's like being in a river. You can exhaust yourself trying to swim upstream, or you can learn to flow with the current while gently steering toward your goals. The universe loves this kind of flexible strength. When you learn to let go of your rigid expectations and trust in the flow of life, miraculous things start happening. Remember those times when you finally gave up trying to make something happen, and suddenly it came to you effortlessly. That's not coincidence. That's the power of letting go in action. When you release your death grip on how things should be, you create space for how things could be. The universe has infinite possibilities to offer, but it can't give them to you if your hands are already full of your own plans. Letting go also means releasing old stories about yourself and what's possible for you. How many times have you told yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "this kind of thing never works out for me"? These stories are like heavy anchors holding you in place while the universe is trying to move you forward. When you let go of these limiting beliefs, you become light enough to float toward your dreams. Think of yourself as a sailboat on the ocean of life. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Letting go means trusting the wind, the universe, while still keeping your hand on the rudder. You're not giving up control. You're sharing it with a force that wants the best for you. This is where true magic happens, in this perfect balance between intention and surrender. And here's something really powerful. When you let go of the need for things to happen in a certain way, you open yourself up to possibilities you never could have imagined. The universe often has much bigger plans for us than we have for ourselves. But if we're too attached to our own limited vision, we might miss out on these grander opportunities. The practice of letting go is like cleaning out a cluttered room. Every time you release an old belief, a grudge, or a need to control, you create space for something new and better to come in. The universe abhors a vacuum. When you let go of what's not serving you, It rushes to fill that space with something that does. This isn't just about big life events. It's about the small daily moments too. It's about letting go of the need to be right in an argument. It's about releasing anxiety about things you can't control. It's about surrendering your timeline and trusting divine timing. Each time you practice letting go in these small ways, you strengthen your trust muscle and deepen your connection with universal flow. When you truly understand this principle, life becomes more like a dance and less like a battle. You learn to move with grace through challenges, knowing that resistance only creates more struggle. You begin to trust that even when things don't make sense, there's a higher wisdom at work. You start to feel supported by life instead of fighting against it. Remember, the universe is always moving toward greater expansion, greater harmony, and greater good. When you let go and align with this natural movement, you become part of something much bigger than your individual desires. You become a channel for universal energy to flow through, bringing blessings not just to you, but to everyone around you. The power of letting go is perhaps the most transformative secret of working with universal energy. It's the key that unlocks the door to miracles, synchronicities, and unexpected blessings. When you master this art, you'll find yourself living in a state of grace, where life feels more like a series of wonderful surprises than a struggle to maintain control. And here's the most beautiful part. The universe wants this for you. It wants you to release your struggles and trust in its loving guidance. It wants to show you how much easier life can be when you stop fighting and start flowing. All you need to do is loosen your grip, take a deep breath, and trust that everything is working out for your highest good. Imagine walking around in your own bubble of love. Not the kind that blocks out the world, but the kind that transforms everything it touches. This isn't just pretty words or wishful thinking. It's about completely changing how you interact with everything around you, even the stuff that usually drives you crazy. When you start looking at the world through eyes of love, the world starts loving you right back. Think about that traffic jam that usually makes your blood boil. What if, instead of getting angry, you sent love to every frustrated driver around you? What if you saw that difficult coworker not as an enemy, but as someone who might be fighting battles you know nothing about? This isn't about being naive or letting people walk all over you. It's about understanding that love is the most powerful force for change in the universe. Every time you choose love over anger, understanding over judgment, or patience over frustration, you're strengthening your love bubble. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And here's the amazing part. When you start radiating this kind of energy, people can feel it. They might not know what it is, but they'll be drawn to your presence, wanting to help you, work with you, be around you. Here's where many people get stuck. They think that just thinking positive thoughts and feeling good is enough. But the universe loves action takers. It's like asking someone to dance. You can't just sit there hoping they'll notice you. You need to step onto the dance floor and show you're ready to move. Taking action doesn't mean pushing and forcing things to happen. It means paying attention to those little nudges from the universe and following through on them. Maybe you feel inspired to learn a new